Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here for Picks and Parlays, coming at you with your Thursday night primetime preview between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Yes, AFC West divisional matchup here on Thursday night with the Denver Broncos coming in nice and strong. This team undefeated at home, taking on a Las Vegas Raiders team that is what? 2-6 on the season and did just trade away today at time of recording here on Tuesday, Jacoby Myers. So what are we going to see out of this Raiders team with Geno Smith leading this offense? I'm not sure very much, and the books aren't thinking very much either. We got a spread of 9.5 in this one, with the Broncos being that favorite. They're minus 500 on the money line, plus 385 here for the Las Vegas Raiders. If you think that they can get the upper hand, now they have had the upper hand in the past versus the Denver Broncos, but Denver did sweep last season, but the Raiders won the 8 matchups before the sweep last season. This total sitting at 42.5. It's minus 108 to that over. Let's get into a couple of things breaking down this game, but before we do, I want to remind you guys of a couple of things going on over on picksandparlays.net. Check out the Weekend Warrior. This weekend, get every football play from your Picks and Parlays handicapper of choice for Saturday and Sunday just for $49. As an added bonus, they will add in Monday plays at no extra cost. And if you're looking for just more than football, because so much going on in the sports world, you guys get the rest of 2025 for just $8.30 a day. What else can you only spend $8.30 on a day? I tell you, getting the winning picks here from these handicappers is where you want to go. Looking at the AFC West, we know this division is loaded. Kansas City Chiefs are tied as the odds-on favorite to take the division with the Denver Broncos. Both of these teams currently sitting at plus 130. You then have the LA Chargers coming in at plus 410 and the Las Vegas Raiders at plus 30,000. Yes, 2-6 on the season doesn't inspire much confidence for this team to turn things around and beat those other 3 teams within the division. Now, when we look at the Raiders, they are coming off an overtime loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is where Jacoby Myers was traded to. For that trade, they picked up a 4th round and 6th round pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they're looking to add at the draft, but I tell you, what's going to happen out there in the quarterback role? You look at Geno Smith and you look at him last week versus the Jags. He was able to throw for 284 yards and 4 touchdowns, but still this team wasn't able to get the win. You look at Brock Bowers. Strength on the ground. Coming back from his knee injury, 12 catches for 127 yards, but still those issues. They've got one of my favorite defensive players out there, Max Crosby, and hopefully by the time you're watching this, we haven't heard news that Max Crosby has been traded from the Raiders. I couldn't imagine Crosby being with any other team. He feels like he lives and breathes that Raiders culture, and I don't know where else could you guys see him going if he wasn't a Raider. Some people pointing to indications from a post that he made that he could be with the Philadelphia Eagles with the trade, and he would actually be really great for that team. I just love his ability to really pump up Raider fans. So I think he belongs there. Looking at the Denver Broncos, those defense finally had that big game that they needed. They came out nice and strong versus the Houston Texans, holding them to 5 field goals. Pat Surtain, he was phenomenal out there on the field. I expect the defense to continue to roll hot. Now, there's been a lot of question marks around Bo Nix and this offense, what they're able to do out there on the field. And if we can see those connections between Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton, those big, deep plays, or if we're going to see this game play out to more of the running back role. I do think when you look at J.K. Dobbins, what he's been able to do for the Denver Broncos, you got to love his ability to get things done on the ground. You got R.J. Harvey in the backfield as well. R.J. Harvey with 6 touchdowns on the season, and then J.K. Dobbins coming in with 695 rushing yards. Bo Nix is just sitting right under 2,000 passing yards on the season, 1,976. So the top wide receiver here for the Denver Broncos is Cortland Sutton, and he has not lived up to my expectations thus far on the season. 38 receptions for 566 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns. His longest reception on the season is 58 yards, and that is a really solid number. And I do expect in certain situations as this game plays out that we could see Courtland Sutton be able to get those long bombs from Bo Nix. But I do think in a divisional matchup here, we see more of a run game. So looking at some trends that you don't want to miss out on, the Denver Broncos are 2-2 against the spread at home this season, but just 1-3 against the spread when favored by more than a touchdown. So that does lead you here to the Las Vegas Raiders, but can we trust them? The Broncos are just 1-4 straight up on Thursday night football in the primetime Thursday night games. Not solid numbers for the Denver Broncos, but the Raiders are 1-3 against the spread on the road, but have won 4 of the last 5 in Denver. So the Raiders looking to get that upset win. Okay, so looking at the Raiders, I know I can say that. The Raiders have been strong playing in Denver, winning 4 of the last 5, but different teams, different quarterbacks. You got to look at what they've done this year. The Raiders have won 1 game on the road. That was out there in week 1. I can't trust them there. Now, I do think Ashton Genty can come alive in this. We've seen Ashton Genty be solid with his legs. For the last 5 games for Ashton Genty, averaging 94.6 yards from scrimmage, and I do think he has every possibility of getting that workload out there on the ground. Max Crosby, he is the workhorse of the defense here for the Raiders. He has 3 sacks in the last 3 games and is 3rd in the NFL with 13 tackles for a loss. So Max Crosby is going to be looking to light things up. The Denver Broncos do lead the league both in 3rd downs and red zone defense. So it's going to be really hard for Geno Smith to be able to get anything done here. With Pat Surtain out there on the field, I'm expecting the Las Vegas Raiders to be forced into situations where they are trying to get Ashton Genty in the end zone. They are trying to get Dobbins in the end zone, but in a lot of situations, they are forced to take the field goal. Now, the Denver Broncos have been averaging right around 31.3 points per game at home on the season, but can we really trust them to cover a spread of 9.5? In an AFC West divisional matchup, it's really hard for me to get behind the favorite laying the points, but also, do I really want the Las Vegas Raiders here plus those points? I'm not sure I can get behind this team. I think with how we saw the Denver Broncos defense perform in the last game, we're going to see a limited ability for the Las Vegas Raiders to put the points up there. I'm going to look for a team total here for the Las Vegas Raiders to the under. I think they struggle to get these points on the board, and I do think you see those field goal conversions instead of those touchdowns. So looking at this one, looking at a team total here, I got to take their team total to the under. I just can't see them being able to go over the 16.5 points. Now you're going to have to lay juice to the under 16.5 coming in at -120, but I do think it is a solid way to go for the Las Vegas Raiders. When you're looking at the Denver Broncos, I do think they can get 27 points in this game. 27 to kind of like 12 style game out here for the Denver Broncos. If you believe they're going to go over 26.5 points, you're going to get that at -106. Now, you guys know I'm all about that defense. The defensive props aren't out yet. I will be looking at Max Crosby. Max Crosby for the sack. As long as he's still on this team, I do think he puts that pressure on Bo Nix. Now, when we're looking at those anytime tutties, like I told you, I think the Raiders end up being held to field goals. So it would have to be the Denver Broncos or pass for those anytime touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins, it's pricey at -120 for that anytime touchdown, but I definitely could see it. I do think Courtland Sutton needs to get some deep, long bombs from Bo Nix. His anytime touchdown coming in at +150, and then Troy Franklin at +175. Instead of Troy Franklin, I would rather go down to RJ Harvey at +210 for RJ Harvey for the anytime touch. I do think Denver pulls away quick, and then we see this game turn to a run game. Now, if we're going to see a touchdown out of the Las Vegas Raiders, the odds on favorite are Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. Ashton Genty's +115, Brock Bowers at +165. You guys, I can't touch it. I really do think field goal here for the Las Vegas Raiders. If you're looking at those passing props, you got Bo Nix coming in at 215.5, and then Geno Smith coming in at 212.5. I'm going to stay off of both of those. I would look at Bo Nix for his over 1.5 passing touchdowns, as I do think we'll see a quick couple of touchdowns in the first half of this game. thrown by Bo Nix, and then it turned to that run game. So over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Bo Nix coming in at -122. Tonight football, we can't complain, right? We are already week 10 of the NFL. It's hard to believe it is going that fast. If you guys can hit that like, that subscribe button over here on YouTube, also turn on that notification, hit the notification bell so you know when all of these shows are released. I would so greatly appreciate it. But you guys are absolutely the best. All the best in all your bets. Let me know below this video who you're liking out there on Thursday night football. If you're rolling with the Raiders, who have won 8 of the last 10 but did get swept last year, versus the Denver Broncos, or if this one is all about the favorite. Are you willing to lay the 9.5? I can't get there, but I definitely will fade the Las Vegas Raiders for their total points under the 16.5. And then you guys, once those field goal props come out, I'll be taking their kicker to the over. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Stay hot until next time. Let's make some freaking money.